Hello. So for today's experiment, I'm going to be dropping a little fork and a big fork to see which one has a higher and a lower pitch. So here we have our two forks. As you can see, the fork on the left is clearly smaller than the fork on the right. As you can see here, I have a ruler. I will be using this to make sure that I drop both forks from the same height. Here is the little fork, and here is the big fork. Now, as you could hear, the larger fork did clearly make a lower pitch than the smaller fork. Now, I did some research as to why the larger fork would make a lower pitch. The reason that the larger fork creates a lower pitch is because the sound waves take longer to travel through it, creating a wider wavelength in the vibrations. During this experiment, I began to wonder what the pitch would do if I dropped the forks from different heights, whether the pitch would go up or down if the forks were dropped from higher or lower. Here's the little fork from 2 inches once again. Here's the little fork from 4 inches. Here is the little fork from 6 inches. And here is the little fork from 8 inches. Now, as you could clearly hear, all 4 of those drops had the exact same pitch. Now, let's move on to the larger fork and see if it behaves in the same way. All right, so here we are back again with the large fork at 2 inches. This is the large fork at 4 inches. This is the large fork at 6 inches. And now finally, here's the large fork coming in at 8 inches. All right, so now as you can tell, the large fork had the exact same pitch every single time it was dropped, even though it was dropped 2 inches apart. Now, the reason behind this is because of the equation F equals ma. Force is equal to mass times acceleration. Now, acceleration of gravity is 9.81 meters per second. Knowing that, the acceleration will not change regardless of the height the object is dropped. And since the objects for both forks respectively did not change, the mass and the acceleration were the same for each drop, meaning that the force did not change for any and all of the drops. And that is it for today's experiment. Let me know if you have any comments, and thank you for watching.